So I continue my session now. So now I try to share my screen also. Okay, please respond through chat box. So whether the screen is visible to you or not. I continue my session now. I continue my session. Please respond anyone through chat box. I continue my session. Is it my voice is audible and the screen is visible to you or not? Please respond anyone through chat box. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So now I continue my session now. Okay, in the last class we are discussing about different types of the queries. I'm right. So in the last class we are discussing about the queries. So in that queries we are discussing about nested queries and correlated queries. Okay. In the case of nested queries, we are already discussing about the in and not in. In the case of correlated queries, we are discussing about the exists and not exists. Okay. And another thing, we are already discussing about the some set operators like any, all. Okay. So these type of things are also we are discussed in the last class, and we are discussing some other one also. Okay. So if you hang some time, so then definitely we will think about, we will try to repeat that type of the session, and better you try to practice those type of queries once again. If you hang the free time, if you hang the facility in your homes, please try to practice those queries. Okay. But before practicing those queries, so you try to create the tables in the what I am saying, so prescribed format like that. So maintain the primary key, foreign key. So between the silence table, primary boats table, and another on the resource table. Okay, you follow that manner. Okay. So today we will try to discuss about the nest init. So our nest init is schema refinement. Okay. So what are the topics? First of all, we try to discuss about what are the topics in that unit, fourth unit. So if you are completing that unit, just only we are having only one unit. So up to now we are discussing about 3 units, and we are repeating the 3 units also. Okay. Just you ready to you ready to prepare for the first mid also. So maybe the first mid syllabus up to 2.5 units. Okay. So remaining 2.5 units may be connected at the second mid. Okay. So better you try to ready to attempt the first mid. We don't know the exact time. Okay. So first of all, what is this schema refinement? In the last classes also I'm discussing about this normal forms. So this is very important topic, and one of the question definitely will be asking from this unit. Okay. In the last classes also I'm saying about some of the important questions. Okay. Now I will try to prepare some important questions for each and every unit. Okay. I will try to send later. Okay. First of all, you try to see. So refinement means nothing but some filtering. Okay. Schema means nothing but a database. I'm right. Design of the database. How we are designing the database. So here, so the database filtering. So nothing but we are removing unnecessary things. That is nothing but schema refinement. So here we are discussing about what is the purpose of normalization or schema refinement. So whether it is a normalization or schema refinement, both are the same. Okay, next, concepts of functional dependency. So this is also one of the important topic. So functional dependency. Next, normal forms based on the functional dependency like first norm form, second norm form, third norm form. Concept of surrogate key, Boyce code normal form, lossless join and dependency preserving decomposition, and fourth normal form. And we are also having fifth normal form also here, not included there. Okay. First of all, we try to see what is this schema refinement. We're already discussing about what is this schema. What is this schema actually? The schema is nothing but the design of the database will be referred as a schema. Am I right? So refinement means nothing but we are performing the filtering. So removing unnecessary things or including necessary things. So that is nothing but a schema refinement. So I'm already saying about this thing in the design of the database. So what are the steps in the designing of the database? So first of all, requirement analysis. Okay. So next we try to using the conceptual database design. So that means according to the collected requirements, we can create the, we can create the ER diagrams. Okay. So next, converting the ER diagram into the relational data model, that is nothing but logical database design. Next, we are using the schema refinement. Am I right? So what is the purpose of schema refinement there? So here we try to include unnecessary things. Okay, we try to avoid unnecessary things and we try to include necessary things in the database. So that means in some type of situations, maybe the chance of occurring the duplicated data. So we are not able to completely eliminate the duplication of the data. Just only we are able to reduce up to some extent. So in the case of normalization or schema refinement, here the main thing is we are eliminating the duplicated things and using the primary keys, okay, and performing the decomposing. So that decomposing the table into one table into yes, more than one table, okay. So now try to see a schema can be defined as a complete description of the database. So that means a schema can be defined as a complete description of the database. The specifications for the database schema are provided during the database design stage, and this schema does not change frequently. So that means the specifications for the database schema are provided during the database design stage, and the schema does not change frequently. So that means we are not able to performing the changes regularly. So we are having the chances to performing the manipulations maybe periodically for 6 months or 1 year or 10 years or 5 years, like that. Okay, schema refinement is a technique of organizing the data in the database. So it is one of the best technique to organizing the data. It is a systematic approach of decomposing the tables into some other tables and eliminate redundancy and undesirable characteristics like insertion, update, and deletion anomalies. So that means, so if we are not consider, or if you are not see the or observing the data, so when we are inserting into the database, then maybe the chance of occurring the some anomalies. So those type of anomalies are here referred as updation anomalies, deletion anomalies, and insertion anomalies. Okay, anomalies means nothing but a error. Okay, so that means when we are entered duplication of the data, then we are not able to insert our required data, and we are not able to performing the updation on our required data, and we are not able to performing the deletion on required data. So those type of anomalies are referred as insertion anomalies, updation anomalies, and deletion anomalies. So what it means, what is the problem? So for example, if you are update one record, but it will be performing the updation on more than one record. If you want to delete only one record, but it will be deletes more than one records. Okay. For example, if you want to insert some data into the table, so then it will be automatically insert more than one records. So these type of anomalies are creating the problems in the database. So those are referred as anomalies. Okay. Schema refinement is a process that redefines the schema of relations so as to solve the problems caused by redundantly storing the information. Okay, schema refinement is a process that redefines or refining the schema of a relation so as to solve the problems caused by redundantly storing the information. So what is the meaning of redundancy? Duplication of data. Okay, so redundancy refers to the repetition of same data or duplicate copies of same data stored into the different locations. We also know about this. So the schema refinement refers to refine the schema by using some technique. The best technique of schema refinement is decomposition. So that means how we are eliminating the decomposition. So by using the decomposition technique, what is the meaning of decomposition? So we are dividing the one table into the more than one smaller tables. So that means we are dividing one larger table into more than one smaller tables. So that type of the procedure will be referred as a decomposition. So nothing but decomposition means break down the larger table into smaller tables. Okay, according to the requirement only. Okay, so decomposition can eliminate the redundancy. So what are the problems caused by the redundancy? For example, if we are not caring about the redundant data, then which type of problems are occurred? So redundancy is a data organization issue. It allows unnecessary duplication of data to be stored within the database. So if modifications are performed redundant data, then it is necessary cells of database. So that means, so if we want to insert some record into the database, then it will be automatically insert some other data into the database. So if we want to delete some record from the database, then also delete the some other records. Am I right? So storing the same information redundantly, that is in more than one place within the database, can lead to several problems. So those are redundant storage, the first one, and another one updation anomalies, insertion anomalies, deletion anomalies. Just to try to see with the one example. So which type of problems are occurred? Schema diagram for the employees database is like is this. For example, this is the schema. Okay, here we are consider the employee. So that is the table name. Okay, employee ID, employee name, employee section. So employee section ID. Yeah, employee section ID. Job section, grade. So these are the 5 columns. So employee ID, employee name, employee section ID, job section, grade. Okay, here we are consider some of the employees: Anupama, Ramisha, okay, Nagina, Anupama, Kavya. So in this type of way, we are consider some different types of the employees are here. Okay, so consider the above table. The 3 tuples the employee ID is 1402 and the two tuples with the employee ID 1401. Repeat the same name and same job section information. The repetition wastes the space as well as causes the data inconsistency. That is, this redundant data may leads to loss of data integrity. If you observe here, so Anupama, what is the employee ID? Anupama, so that is 1401. So then Ramisha, so Ramisha, so repeated more than one time. So if you observe here, the same information is located in more than one time. So this will be, this is the nothing but redundancy. Okay, if you observe here again, Anupama is there. So even though that information is we are already note down in the database, maybe the chance occurring the duplication of data. So then it will be automatically leads to some different types of problems. So in the same way, okay, now if you are observe here, so this one is, so repeat the same name and same job section information. The repetition waste is the waste space there as well as cause data inconsistency. This is redundant data may lead to loss of data integrity. So we already know about this. So what is the data integrity? What are the types of integrity constraints? What is the purpose of integrity constraint? So please try to remember each and every topic with the keyword. Okay. So why? Because this is the one of the core subject. So that's why we try to remember each and every topic. Okay. So what is the meaning of integrity? So integrity means we can insert our required condition into the database. Am I right? So for example, what are the integrity constraints here? So primary key, foreign key, and using check or maybe the unique. So these are the integrity constraints. What is the purpose of integrity constraints? So to insert the correct data into the database. Okay. So when we are insert some wrong data into the database, then it will be guides. So in which type of way we will be enter the data. So that type of the guidance will be provided by the DBMS with the help of integrity constraints. Okay. Here we are not mention the integrity constraints. How we can say that? Simple. So the employee number is repeated here. Okay, the employee number is repeated. For example, if you are create the primary key, then this the same key, the same attribute is also already available. So this is primary key violated. So that type of the message will be displayed when the user is again entered the same type of data into the database. Right? So that is the problem actually here. Okay, so the for example, some update operation is being carried out entering new record of an employee with the ID 1402. This must be done multiple times. So that is, it must be done for each file which stores the employee's details. So that means here we need to perform the some updation operation on the 1402. Okay, but here the same thing will be repeated into the more than one time. So here performing the updation on more than one time. So this leads to redundant storage. That is, the same information is stored into the multiple locations. Okay. So next, redundant storage. Some information is stored repeatedly. Update anomalies. So what is the meaning of updation anomalies? So if one copy of such repeated data is updated, an inconsistency is created unless all copies are similarly updated. So that, for example, if we want to change the 140s to 140s 56, for example. Okay, so then how we can update that? So here the table name is employee. So update employee set e number or employee ID equals to, so 140s 56, where, so the where employee name is Anupama. I'm right. So then how many times it will be updated? So here the problem is when how many times they maybe they appeared in the database. So that number of times it will be performing the operation. So it will be automatically leads to the, so redundant storage. At the same time, it will be providing the inconsistency also. So if the update operation is performed, for example, employee section ID 268 is updated to 520. For this correction is made only to the first record of the database, then this may leads to inconsistent data unless all the copies in the database are updated. So more than one time, the same operation will be performed. This is referred to as update anomalies, okay, or updation anomalies. These the changes must be done into the all copies of the data. So in the same way, insertion anomalies. If we want to insert some data into the database, then it will be inserted for more than one time. So it may not be possible to store some information unless some other information is stored as well. Okay, for example, if a new employee record is being entered who has not assigned, an employee is now, if we assume that the null values are not allowed, so then it is impossible to enter the new record unless the new employee has been assigned an employee ID. This is called insertion anomalies. Okay. So next one is the deletion anomalies. If you want to delete one record, then it will be automatically deletes the more than one record at a time. So that type of the problem will be referred as the deletion anomalies. Okay, it may not be possible to delete some information without losing some other information as well. So for example, if we want to delete grade entries where grade is equal to A, then all the information of employee section ID 268 will be deleted. So that means how many number of times maybe that grade is A, so equal to A, so that number of rows will be deleted. Okay, so these are the problems. So which type of problems are occurred when we are allowing the redundant storage in the database? Insertion anomalies, deletion anomalies, and another one is the updation anomalies. Okay, what is the meaning of redundant storage? So the duplication of the data, the same copy of the data maintained more than one time in the database, it will be leads to the, so wastage of the space, right? And it will be providing some inconsistency also. So for example, if we want to retrieve our required data, so it will be appeared more than one time. So uses of decomposition, then how we are avoiding these type of redundant occurrence in the database. So that type of the procedure will be referred as a schema refinement or normalization or decomposition. So please try to remember these three keywords. Why? Because we don't know in which type of way asking the question in the exam point of view. So what are the uses of decomposition? So or maybe why we are using the decomposition, or what is the need of decomposition in the database? Okay, how we are performing the how we are what are the types of operations are used into the schema refinement. So what is the need of schema refinement, like this? So here may not be the chance asking the question in the direct way. Okay, so for example, what are the uses of decomposition? First of all, we know what is a decomposition. So decomposition means nothing but the breakdown of one table into more than one table. So nothing but here we are dividing the larger table into smaller tables. That procedure can be referred as a decomposition. But before performing the decomposition, here we need to verify so many things. Okay, so those are related to the schema refinement. We will try to see. Okay, first of all, we try to see what is a decomposition. Decomposition is the solution to the problems caused by data redundancy. So that means here, to eliminating the redundancy, so one of the best solution is using the decomposition. Decomposition means breaking up the larger schema into smaller multiple schemas. So that means break down the larger table into smaller tables. Decomposition helps to remove all the anomalies and helps to maintain data integrity. So that means here it will be eliminating the anomalies. So that means errors are here insertion anomalies, updation anomalies, deletion anomalies. So those are removed and maintains the data integrity. So what is the meaning of data integrity means? So nothing but inserting the correct data. Okay, we can restrict a redundancy in employees database by dividing into two smaller relations schemas as table 1R and table 2R. So that means, so here R means nothing but a relation. Okay, so here we try to restricting the redundancy So with the help of decomposition, so that means we'll try to break down one table into, so table 1 and table 2. Okay, now we can easily update the employee section ID in the schema section, providing so a section without bothering about the updations in other tuples. To insert a new tuple, we can directly insert the new record in the schema section with the help of employee section ID, even if the new employee has not yet been assigned employee ID. To delete the entry with the grade equal to A, we can do directly the section schema, which does not leads to loss of other information. Thus, decomposition eliminates the problems caused by different dynamics. So that means when we break down the one table into the some smaller tables, then it will be reducing the redundant storage. For example, if we want to store the student details like this: student number, student name, student address, pin code. For example, how many number of times maybe in the address Yeluru, so more in the same number of times, so maybe the same pin code is repeated. For example, Yelur pin code is 534006, right? So for example, maybe in the class 60 students, okay, maybe 30 students belongs to the Yeluru. So if you note down the same information in the database, so 30 times repeated the 534006. So whenever using the Yeluru in the place of address, am right? So we can break down into the two tables. So how we can break down this? Simple. So student number, student name, address. Okay, so that is one table. So that means only three things are maintained here. So our area, okay, our place. Okay, student number, student name, place. Okay, in another table, we are this the same place will be used as the primary key for that. So in the second table, we are maintaining the Elur. Sorry, area or place. So next one is the pin code. So that means then we need to only write only once. So whenever yellow is repeated. So in the I think you are observed in the your results also. I'm right. So when you are seeing your results, some PDF is displayed. I'm right. So if you are seeing that, so maybe most of the members awarded with the A grade and B grade, C grade, S grade, O grade, like that. But if you are observing into the last at the last phase, you are able to identify what is the marks of A. So what is the marks of for S? What is the marks for O? Am I right? So for example, if it is a O greater than 70, am I right? So distinction. So if it is A, so greater than 60, like that. Okay. So here we need not to write number of times. Just only we try to mention. So what is the value of A? For example, if you write the value number of times, so then we can repeat it the same type of score. So whenever encounters that A, so that means more number of times we are repeating the same type of data. So we try to avoid this by using the decomposition. So just we try to see. So one example here: employee ID, employee name, job section, grade. Okay, and here the Anupama code is 14001, and section is clerk and D. So Ramisha appeared three times. The same thing will be repeated three times, and 13003. So next 14001 again repeated, 14004 only one time. Okay, now this will be the here we are for example, maybe we are giving the section ID. We try to divide into the two types. Okay, just to try to see. For example, maybe we write like this. So employee section ID and grade. So 14001 only one time, 14002, 14003, 14004. So then there is no need to write number of times grade here. So simple. So we can use this employee ID, employee name, job section. Okay, so we need not to repeat the same thing number of times. If you are observe here, so whenever 14001 is there, then the grade is D. When there 14002, then the grade is B. So here, so three times repeated 14002, then three times repeated the grade B also. Am right? So here, so we try to avoid in this type of manner. Okay, I hope all of the members able to understood clearly. I'm right. So next we try to go for up to now. I am discussing about what is a decomposition, how we are performing the decomposition. So I will try to explain some more examples in the next class. Okay, please try to understood this. So up to now we are discussing about what is the schema refinement. What is the schema? Schema means nothing but the design of the database, am I right? Schema means nothing but the design of the database. Okay, refinement means nothing but we are performing the filtering or removing the unnecessary data from the database. Okay, so how we are eliminating the unnecessary data? So what is the unnecessary data here? So occurring the redundancy. So in the database, so our redundant storage is allowed. So when you are not maintaining any type of the integrity constraints in the database, then automatically creating the redundant database, am I right? So how we are eliminating this by using integrity constraint. For example, if we are allowing the redundant storage or data into the database, then what's the problem? So we can't insert our required data easily, we can't update our required data easily, and we can't delete our required data. Am I right? So that is the problem. So that means it will be providing some inconsistency. For example, if we want to update, so one person name into the another name, so then more number of records are updated at a time. So that is also problem. So if, for example, if we want to delete only one record, then it will be delete more than one record at a time. So then we are occurring the chance of loss of data. Am I right? So for example, if we want to insert something, so then also insert more than one record. So then also increase redundant storage. Am I right? So those type of things are eliminated by using the decomposition. So what is the meaning of decomposition? Decomposition means so nothing but break down the larger table into the smaller tables. Okay. So nothing but here we are reducing the occurrence of the redundant data. So but we are not completely eliminating the redundancy, just to try to reduce the redundancy up to some extent. Okay, so the best example is in our results. So when we are see our results, so each and every person is awarded with some grades. I'm right, but here we are not mentioned their marks. For example, that is also in the table. Then each and every time A points is 9, so O points is 10, and B points is 9. So C points is 8. So how many times C is repeated? So that number of times 8 is also repeated. How many number of times A is repeated, and the same number of times, so the same marks is also repeated. Am I right? So that type of the occurrence will be reduced by using to performing the decomposition. So that means only so the grade points and the grades will be forming into the one table, and the results will be assigned to the grades. Our grades will be assigned to the students, so in one table. So then it will be reducing some extent. So otherwise occurring these problems, insertion anomaly, deletion anomalies, okay, updation anomalies. So up to now I'm saying about, so what are the uses of decomposition? Why I'm repeating again? So in the exam point of view, asking number of times, what is the decomposition? What are the uses of decomposition? How we are performing the decomposition? Okay. So or what is the schema refinement? So how we are refining the data in the database like this. Okay. So next topic is, this is also very important. So that is functional dependency. Functional dependencies. Here, functional dependency means nothing but it is not a new topic actually. Okay, functional dependency is also one of the integrity constraint. Okay, here we are consider different types of functional dependencies. So if you having any type of the confusion, so in the functional dependencies you can't understand so the remaining topics in this chapter. Okay, please try to all of the members. If you not understood this class, so during when I am teaching in the class, so maybe if you are not understood, so please try to contact me or try to watch this video from the YouTube. Why? Because every day every faculty update the video after the completion of the class. So maybe 1 or 2 days late, but definitely we will upload the classes within a week, no doubt at all. Okay, so better if you not understood this, for example, not only our subject, so we are having some other subjects also. For example, flat is some difficult. So why? Because we are not having the chance to practice in front of the faculty. So that's why maybe you are facing some problems. So and you are not able to asking your doubts directly, and you are not having the chance to clear your doubts within your time, and you are not having the chance to clear your doubts with your friends also. So that's why, so you will be try to take the responsibility for yourself. Okay, so you try to practice number of times from YouTube. So why? Because after the completion of every day class, we are uploading the classes into the YouTube. So better you try to spend some time. So just only you are having only the classes up to I think 1:30. I'm right. So after the lunch, you will be free. So better you try to practice every day. So you try to watch every class. So at least 30 minutes. Okay. So total class is uploaded into the YouTube. Okay. So why I'm repeating these things? So this topic is very important, and maybe the chance you will be confused. Okay, if you observed clearly, so this is very easy topic. Okay, first of all, what is a functional dependency? Okay, so functional dependency is defined as attributes of a table is said to be dependent on the each other when an attribute of a table uniquely identifies another attributes of the same table. So that means, so functional dependency is nothing but defined as attributes of a table. So what is the attribute? So attribute means nothing but the table columns. For example, student is a table. So then what are the attributes? Student number, student name, marks, am right? So these are the columns of the table. Now, these attributes based upon one to another. So that means, for example, if we know about the student number, then we can easily say what is the student name. Am right? So and we can easily say what are the marks for student. Okay, how many marks are how many marks he is obtained in the exam. So we will be clearly identified and easily identified by using one attribute. Okay, so that type of relationship will be referred as a functional dependency here. Okay, if you observe here, functional dependency is represented with the FD. Okay, FD is defined as an attributes of a table is said to be dependent on each other when an attribute of a table uniquely identifies the another attribute of the same table. For example, so our roll number is unique. Am right? So for example, how many number of times I'm searching the particular number, then it will be uniquely identifies the data. So it is not changing from time to time. Okay, so the type of the thing will be referred as a functional dependency. A functional dependency is a kind of IC. So what is the meaning of IC? Integrity constraints. So functional dependency is also same like as one of the integrity constraint that generalizes the concept of a key. What is the concept of a key? What is the concept of key? What is the key? Key is used for to uniquely identify the data. For example, if we know some attribute, then we can easily identify the remaining details. For example, if you go to the bank, if you ask how much of balance in your account, then he is asking what is your account number. So if you say our account number, then he can able to reveal our details. Am right? So how much of amount in our bank and how many number of loans are assigned to you, how much of loan is you are already cleared. Okay, so in this type of way, so our information will be totally revealed by using so our account number. So here account number is the primary key to find out our details. So that means here, so that will be used as a integrity constraint. Okay, so if you observe here, so that is generalize the concept of a key. Let R be a relation. So that means one table is considered, the table name is R schema, and let's X and Y be the non-empty sets of attributes in R. So that means here we are consider one table, the table name is R, and we are consider the two attributes X and Y. Okay, maybe some X having some values and Y having some values. Okay, in the, for example, so we say that instance R of R satisfy the functional dependency from X to Y. The following holds every pair of tuples T1 and T2 in R. So that means if T1 dot X equal to T2 dot X, and then T1 dot Y equal to T2 dot Y. So that means here, for example, if we are consider here two tuples, so tuples T1 and tuples T2. So what is the meaning of tuple? So what is the meaning of tuple? So tuple means nothing but a row. Okay, here we are considered if T1 dot X equal to T2 dot X and T1 dot Y equal to T2 dot Y. So that means here, for example, here we are considered T1 dot X. For example, here I'm consider one number. So previously I'm saying about that. So for example, if you are going to the bank, so we are giving our account number to know about our balance details. Am right? So for example, so we are giving two times. For example, our bank account number is 5 ones, 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, 5 ones. Okay, So then it will be giving the details about that particular customer name. For example, here the customer name is, I assume my name. So when I am giving 5 ones, so then it will be giving the details of the customer name is M Ganesh Babu. Okay. So in the same way, in the second row also, if I'm giving my number, so 5 ones, again, it will be giving the same name, Sam Ganesh Babu. If I am giving 10 times, then also it will be repeating the same name. Am I right? So that means, so whenever I'm giving that number, so then it will be giving the particular details only, not search for another details. For example, if I'm changing that, for example, 412, so then it will be retrieve some other person details. So that means here the X is nothing but a account number and Y is nothing but the customer name. So you can assume like that. So that is an FD. So here we don't read FD. So it is a functional dependency. Okay. That is an functional dependency X to Y says that two tuples values in attributes X must be association with two tuples values in the attributes Y. So that means if you're searching 2 times with the X value, then you will be the same answer from the Y. If column of X of your table uniquely identifies the column of Y of same table, then it can be represented as X to Y. So that means X can able to identified by the Y details. So your account number will be identifying your customer name. Okay. So that type of relationship will be referred as functionally dependency. So that means here, so attribute Y is functionally dependent upon attribute X. So that means here the customer name and balance details will be based upon account number. Am I right or not? So our name and our marks, our address based upon our roll number. Am I right or not? So that means the same thing will be referred as a here functional dependency. So that means our marks, okay, our name, our address functionally depend on our roll number. Okay, so that means our roll number can easily identify our name. I'm right or not? So by using your roll number, I can able to know about your name. At the same time, I can able to know your marks. I can able to find out your address also. So that means what it means, your address, your name, your marks based upon or dependent upon the attribute of your roll number. Okay. So that type of thing will be referred as a functional dependency. So why I'm repeating the same thing number of times. So in the exam point of view, the same question will be asking 7 marks. Then how can you write this answer? Okay, so better you when you try to answer for the particular question in the exam. So first you try to explain the concept. Next you try to giving some example. Next you try to explain that example. Okay. So in that manner only we can able to justify that answer. So if we write only 2 lines, so actually 2 lines is a correct answer. Functional, what is a functional dependency is nothing but integrity constraints. That is generalize the concept of a key. If you know the one attribute, then we can easily uniquely identify the remaining attribute values in a table. So actually it is the answer, but we can't assign, we can't give for, it is not suitable for to assign the 7 marks for that question. Am I right or not? So here we try to, first of all, we try to explain the concept. So then you try to consider one example. If you have the chance, you can draw one table also. So now you can try to explain that example. Then we will be, at least we will be reached to assign the 7 marks. Okay. So I will try to continue the topic in the next class. Okay. But so just a request, one of the thing. So you don't try to absent for the classes up to completion of the 4th unit. Okay, so you don't try to absent for the classes until the completion of 4th unit. Even though you are not attending, if you, even though your friends are not attending today, please try to intimate to your friends. So why? Because we can't understand easily. If you are missing some concepts in this chapter, so I think you can't, that is not easy to understand remaining topics in this chapter. So that's why I'm requesting you, don't try to absent until the completion of the 4th unit. Okay. So, and I request another thing also, if you having any type of the doubt, you can ask me personally also. I'm already giving my number. Okay. And I will try to assign some assignment every day. So you don't try to get it is a, don't try to feel like as it is a punishment. So best you try to feel like as a one of the exercise. Okay. So if you're doing some type of practice, so that will be helpful to get the good job in the campus, or maybe the on the campus, or maybe the off the campus. Okay, you don't try to consider the subject is very easy. So even though it is easy, but you try to, if you not practice this subject, then it will be appear like as a more difficult. Okay, so better you try to practice every day. Okay, this chapter is very important. So why I'm saying number of times. So in the exam point of view, at the same time, most of the questions asking from this unit. Now I'm not saying about our exam. Okay, I'm saying in terms of competitive exams. If you attempt any competitive exam regarding the CSA, so then most of the chance asking from this unit only. So for example, if you are attend some competitive exam, so in that exam, for example, DBMS is also having some part, then definitely most of the chance asking the questions from this unit only. Okay, so most of the members also confused in this unit. So that's why we should be having some practice also. Okay, so that's why I'm repeating this. Don't worry about anyone. So, and another thing, you don't try to absent until the completion of this unit. If you're having any type of the doubts, you can ask me now. So otherwise, I will end the session today. I end my session now. Okay. Now I end my session. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care. Thank you, Ananda.